there. Masi was like, "Get me water." So I went back there, gave her water. Then Masi was like, "Oh, can you help me bring out the cookies?" And I was like, "Sure," but I also wanted to give you $1 during your performance. And she had given me the lighter. And so like all of a sudden it became, and I was like, I know how to go out and go in and I can still light it, but then they were panicking from the back and like, the lighter, you had the lighter. And so I threw the lighter in to shut them up. And then they just like at the end of it, they both looked at me in a way, and I was like, "Oh, they're gonna blame me for fucking all of it." And not Maxwell, I know, was already in his head like Masi and Casey fucked up the sound. When honestly, someone had to turn that sound down, and I had nothing to do with that. So I just was mad at how. And honestly, in my mind, and I said it that night, I was like, Tony's gonna look at me like Casey comes in the back and fucks everything up, and I was just like in my head spiraling. And so that's why and then I came outside and I yelled at both of them.
This feels like something that we should go to couples counseling for, Casey.
I have trauma. I have trauma on the way our relationship is gone.
Here's the thing. Here's how I know you were not punished enough in your life. Mm-mm. The fact that you are that jumpy. How are you that jumpy?
I was very stoned in a way that I never get stoned before I go out to an event or we go into an event because Tom got me very stoned ahead of time.
You know, if Masi is clutching a glass of white wine at the beginning of the night, that at some point she is going to become mom and start ordering things around.
Who booked those judges, by the way?
I know, girl. I was like, is this because I didn't do drag on fucking October?
You need to get you need to get the speakers in the back up and running though, because it really takes away because you can't hear anything.
Were you not there when I addressed that?
I don't know.
Are you just hammering something home? Is that what you're doing?
Hammering it home.
Okay, because so you were there. You did hear me address that. I hate the talking section. You know, I walked back there to the talking section, and there were people literally sitting in a circle at a table.
Well, what are we supposed to do back there when we can't see the show? We can't hear the show. You know, people
go to the front.
Well, they want to be supportive of you. They know that if they're in the front, then you're going to come into the front. Like, what are you doing in the front?
They were playing Uno's Wild Only back there. All right, they were paying no attention to me. That's why I like that drunk Santa Claus. There was a drunk Santa Claus back there shushing everybody, and I love that drunk Santa Claus. And come to find out, I must have had some kind of relations with that drunk Santa Claus in Chicago at some point. I did not.
He's kind of cute too.
He is cute. Yeah, you learn things. You learn things at Learn the Words. I learned that at Learn the Words.
Learn who's cute, bitch. Learn who's useful to your power hungry cause, bitch.
Hello, YouTube. Mike.
Oh, we've been on YouTube this whole time.
Yeah, I like to get you when you're candid, when you're not so uptight.
You know, Casey,
you're not so panicky. How many?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the only time that I'm ever panicky is when I have been given too much sativa in a scenario that involves me interacting normally with humans.
Yeah, there was. I mean, there was a lot. There's a lot of weed at Learn the Words. There's no question. There's a lot of weed. There's a lot of sullied weed. You know, Tom likes to roll those spliffs that I can't smoke anymore because I don't smoke tobacco.
Right. Well, if you build it, they will come. And I mean, by that, if Tony builds something, the weed heads will come out and
truthfully, I am a dispensary, a weed farm, a paraphernalia shop's like best dream. If they would just let me smoke all their weed, you know what I mean? Just let me, and then pay me and let me talk about it.
Sounds like a good deal.
I want to kind of take those perfectly blunts up to the people who own the set up here and be like, hey,
yeah,
this
is what I do.
Would you want to
give me your free weed so I can yell about it on TV?
Yeah. Oh goodness. See, we're still on YouTube. Do you want to do a show?
No.
My God, I've been coughing like it's my first time ever. Does that mean I should stop? Did you see that really interesting ad campaign that Snoop Dogg did?
No.
So he came out and was like, he came out with like a tweet or something and was like, I'm going to quit smoking.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. And everyone was like, he's going to quit smoking. You know what that was? That was a collab with a smokeless grill or a smokeless fucking
really
thing for your backyard. Yeah.
And he's still smoking weed?
Still smoking weed. I was like, that is good fucking marketing. I was like, if I would ever get out of this studio apartment, I will buy one of those if I ever have a backyard.
I think that is good advertising. Also, it was, it's in an era when all institutions are failing. It's nice to know that one institution is still maintaining their dominance in culture, and that is the weed smoking of Snoop Doggy Dogg. Is that his actual name, or is it Snoop Dogg? Snoop Doggy Dogg? Snoop Doggy Dogg. Okay. Well,
how many ways can Casey sound the whitest before we start?
Snoopity doggy doggy dog.
Diggity doo.
Yeah. No, this is out of the pairing, I prefer Martha Stewart. That's another way to sound white.
She doesn't think that people should work from home.
I don't. Martha doesn't.
Martha.
Well, when you've been to prison and you know what hard labor is like.
When you can get out and get fresh air, you should just do it.
Yeah.
Well, listen, are you ready to do the show?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to go 3, 2.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gay Power Half Hour, the only gay podcast on the internet that's just like the holiday season, because we are always donning now our gay apparel and are a bunch of ho-ho-hos with Casey Lai and Santa Claus himself.
Hi, Tony Soto, bringing you good tidings of great joy that will be heard amongst all people, that a child is born of a virgin or of a little slut and a really dumb husband. I don't know. You be the judge. I'm no historian.
You be the judge. Also, he's like Santa Claus because he loves to come down your chimney. So it's nice.
Yeah, I do want to put it inside you because I don't want to deal with all the cleanup. Like either orifice. You choose. I don't care.
My presence is your present, is what he likes to say.
Hi, Casey.
Hi, Tony. It's nice to see you. Happy December. This is our first December show.
That's right. It's officially the holiday season. I just had a birthday. Can we talk about my birthday?
I would love to for the second show in a row.
So, okay, just real quick, because this is just a follow-up of what happened.
Kidding.
Because, like my fall and my trip to Disney, like I remember, my trip with the Disney gays, Sadie Pines and Michael Brambilla being fabulous, and then yours being.
You said it was better.
Theirs was better, yeah. And yours was fun, and I loved it. Now, your birthday was better. Your birthday was better. And my birthday was okay, because here's the reason why Casey's birthday was better, because he has a best friend who loves him, like Tony Soto. Apparently strikes fear in her little heart, but I love Casey Lai with my entire heart. So the day before my birthday, I think, the day before, we're out somewhere. And all of a sudden, Casey looks at me and it says, "Have you made any plans for your birthday?" And I said, "No." It's like, "So we're not doing a dinner?" And I was like, "Well, I didn't plan a dinner." And then he just pulls his phone out right in front of me,
and made plans for
looks
dinner.
at it and says, "Excuse me, I had to text someone for no other reason," and then walks away and plans my birthday dinner the day before.
Well, the thing was, other friends and I had talked about it, and honestly, I think we assumed that one hadn't put it into motion, which you're right, as bestie, I should have been the person spearheading it. But also, all we ever hear, Tony, is you don't care. And also, for 44, the reason mine was better was because mine was a bigger milestone than yours. Yours isn't a milestone. You don't want to say your age? I can't hear you for some reason.
That's because I pushed the button because I coughed and I didn't want you to hear it, and I forgot to unpush the button. I am 44, and yes, your birthday was a milestone. It was 40, and we don't really know how many more you have. So we had to celebrate.
Likewise. Yeah. We don't know how many of us have.
I will eulogize you, my friend.
There was one funny thing in our friendship that is long running is this is how you know you really have a best friend, is when we're constantly letting the other know that we're going to outlive each other, which I think is a good argument to have with a friend, because it's going to force both of us to make some decisions. I'm not sure what decisions you're making, but to outlive the other one. And by hook or by crook, even if it's a day or a breath or a minute, I'm planning on if I get something terminal, I wouldn't eat food that was just recently delivered that you weren't sure about, Tony.
That's why you were so nervous.
I'm going to kill you.
Stomach cancer dream, because you were like, oh, this will be it. Tony was right.
Turned out, I went back and had the dream again. It was you who had it.
You're gonna be like, Tony was right. Like Israel, Tony was right about everything.
I never said that.
You did not say that.
Well,
that's we say a lot of things pre-show that I just delete because I love us both, and there's no need to get us both canceled. But then there are certain things that you keep because you just want to hear it on loop and masturbate to it.
Well, I can tell when you've made edits to our show and to our opening. I'm not sure everyone else can, but I will be sure to make sure that there are clearly edits that have been made when you are piecing together words like Tony is right, which I've never said.
Oh my God. But we did have learn the words, bitch, which truly is like, and this is the thing. This is why I don't typically care that much. I like a good dinner. Okay, I want to be treated.
It was a good dinner. You had a good dinner. Who cares when it happens or how or when it was planned? You had a great dinner for your birthday.
Yeah, no complaints. Dinner was delicious, and I walked out drunk, and I love that.
Yeah,
but learn the words, bitch, typically always falls. Well, it does. It falls either on or the day before or after my birthday because it's the first Monday of the month. And so I always, and shout out to everyone that came out to that party. I did a 3-minute number, and I don't think I did the words to any of them. And I just made so much money, and y'all are just so great. And I love it. And it's like, who needs friends when you have fans,
Truthfully. And I hope everyone out there in the world who doesn't live in LA or New York or Chicago trying to make a living in this goddamn business gets that your friends are fine, but fans are better.
Yeah, 100%. Well, listen, let's get to some shit. Let's talk about what is happening in the world today, because it is still spinning and on fire. Big news in the sex worker industry.
Mm-hmm.
They lost an icon from the cock destroyers.
Sophie Cock Destroyer.
The reality show Slag Wars on Out TV. Sophie passed away.
Sophie Anderson
passed away a few days ago, right?
Recently, this week, she did. And a lot of people out there, I'm sure, don't know her. And a lot of people do. I would imagine some of our listeners who don't, flip through the sex worker news pages regularly might not have heard of her.
I'm interested to know our list. Oh, well, you're right. We do have a wide age range. Well,
a wide range of all sorts of things, perspective, sexualities, age.
Well, Sophie Anderson was a cock destroyer. That's right, a cock destroyer. Her and what was the other girl, the pretty one's name?
Rebecca, I think.
Rebecca.
Yeah.
Now they are two big boobies. They have they went.
They're British big, blonde, big.
They went big on the boobs and the big on the lips, and they love to suck cock on video. They like to get fucked, and that was the big thing.
Heroes,
cock destroyers. They're heroes. Sex positive heroes, being like, we just want to suck cock and fucking get spunk all over us and just be spunky fucking British sluts.
They were certainly spunky. A lot of spunk in those two, I will say.
And this year, this was like during the Trump administration, right? We needed things. We needed distractions. Yeah. So we got the cock destroyers as a result of that.
And not just that, they're funny. Like they were engaging. They were They are well, one is dead now. They but like the cock destroyers were if you could handle like sex filth and see beyond that, then you could see like some really engaging entertainers who had a point of view and a lot to say. It was a lot. And it was thoroughly entertaining. And they took a part of the world by storm. They're also queer icons. They also were HIV advocates. They were great at educating people in their way. And I think that they need to be commended for that. Absolutely. And
the thing is like they teamed up with Daddy TV to create a show called Slag Wars, which was on Out TV, which is a Canadian like logo. And it was a reality show to find the next slag, to be like the next head slut or whatever. And I feel like that even though it was on Canadian logo and, that's a emergency happening, but like, not a lot of people probably saw it. The content that was on the show was important because it said important things, like it brought up like trans issues, queer issues, non-binary issues. So they always pushed the envelope, but they always did it from an educational standpoint through their blatant belligerent sluttiness. But they broke up. The team broke up. And then Sophie was like met with a lot of issues.
She had a problematic boyfriend.
One of her breasts absolutely just exploded. And so like I don't know that she ever really recovered from that, but she has since passed away. But it's weird because it's under some strange circumstances, because her boyfriend passed away recently too,
like 2 weeks ago or something like that.
But before that, the boyfriend posted a fake Sophie died posting on the internet.
Yeah.
And now Sophie is dead. And now we don't know how she's passed away at this moment of recording, but it sucks because she was cool. Sophie was cool. I mean, like, she was the most troubled. Like, she was the one who probably, like, I heard her on a podcast. Like, she talked on a podcast, and like she had a rough life. She wasn't fooled, you know what I mean? Like, she wasn't, it was hard for her. So, and she had a kid. So like it's a shame that like now the kid's mom is dead.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's the sex work world, while should be defended and appreciated, and people should be respected. There is a lot of people come to it through trauma or reasons that make it a harder world to lead a long-term healthy life. And let's be real, a lot of sex workers do. And I don't know how Sophie died, but there's a lot of drug overdoses, there's a lot of suicide, and there's a lot of and also living your life on the internet and living your life in under the spotlight creates a lot of strain as well. And so God bless those. I don't, maybe let's leave God out of it, but like bless the people who do it and do their best and do it from a place of trying to make the world better and more understanding and less puritanical. And I think the cock destroyers, by definition, did a great job of that. Also, destroy those cocks.
Yeah, like using that platform once you're discovered for it, because they were blatantly just sucking cocks and swallowing spunk for no good reason for a long time.
No good reason.
For money. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And also, I think to me, a big part of just the destigmatization of just sexuality in general, it's just one of those things. It's like everyone's doing stuff. People do it at various different levels. But if you're judging someone for something, what do you got going on behind your fucking closed doors? And put it on camera. And if you're proud of it, or if you're proud of what you would do on camera, then you can have a say in this. If you're not proud of what you would do on camera, then I don't want to hear it, because you're not proud and you're shameful.
I mean, look, the most religious states in this country, and you know who you fucking are, have like the highest percentage of people looking up porn on the internet.
100%. And you're killing everyone by guns. Like
everyone was that so repressed. Why don't you just fucking go suck some dick or eat some pussy, whatever you're into? Just go do it.
Or Don, if that's your choice as well. But don't judge people.
It's not the asexuals who are I know a lot of asexuals, and those are some quiet people. I don't know any asexual people who come out like ruthless about shit. Like asexual people want, like, I'm trying to think about, because I know probably like 3 or 4 people who consider themselves asexual, and they're the dopest people. Like,
so, are they successful?
I think it's repressed. It's the sexually repressed, which is the ones that are
they're the scary ones. They're the ones who will shoot you for their shame, and that's scary. Asexuals, it's to not have that heat. I mean, my question: are they getting shit done in the rest of the world? Well, are they using their time?
One of my friends was like, "It's just you have no idea how much time it alleviates to free."
That's what I'm saying. Maybe we should do it. Maybe we should go asexual.
Well, I have no interest in that world because there's a good chance that I at any given day would like to have a dick in my mouth. So it's not
Cock Destroyer, Tony Soto.
There's
for one more.
I mean, look, I'm not trying to fucking take a whole lot of them, and I'll tell you there is a size limit because I will shame you if you are too big. Only because it's like, how dare you? And because they don't hear it enough, Casey. Don't fucking feel bad for big dick people. Listen, big dick people have a fucking, like, and I'm talking about you 9 and 8 nuppers. You know what I mean?
Wow.
You 8 nuppers. Because, like, you all have a fucking real big sense of yourself. And my favorite thing to do is to look at it and go, be like, I'll smack it around a little bit, but I don't know what you intend to do with that, sir. Like, that seems to me, in ancient Greece.
I love that they
would think that you were a little slow.
You are a cock destroyer. You're out there punching big dicks, beating up the patriarchy.
I'm just saying, if you're going to punch down where it belongs. And that's like big dick white men. You know what I mean? Punch down.
Hey, eyes up here, fist down here.
Well, they'll be the ones that are mostly into shit like that too.
I bet it feels good. Bet it feels good.
The white ones that like want their balls punched and shit like that. It's like, what? How did you discover that? How does one discover?
Hey, you doing a lot of ball punching these days, Tony? I mean, honestly,
I will. I mean, I'm not one to say if someone asks me to do something, and if it's not like involves like
race play.
Yeah, no, why won't do that? First of all, that's weird. Like, I don't.
Well, I was waiting for where you're going to get. I was going to see
why would you ask me to do that? Like, how? Like
some people turn. I mean, I was telling you. I mean, I had a guy who I had sex with a Latino man who wanted to say that he wanted my white cock, and who am I to tell him he couldn't say that?
Oh yeah. I remember that. Well, also so funny that it's like from a look. No, that's not my shush. Nor
mine. And I didn't. At no point was I was waiting for you to say that I could dominate you with my white cock. I don't have any desire to do any of that.
Oh my god. Anyway, God, I don't know why we went on that tangent.
Cock destroyers. When you open up, this is don't shame sexual tangents.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't gone on one in a while.
Yeah.
I haven't talked about...
And now we learn what you do shame, big dicks. So there's always a little bit of shame. There's always a little bit of shame to find in Tony to get out of him.
I feel like that because, whenever there is an air about them that I feel needs to be deflated from time to time. That's
big dick, the big dickers.
Yes, someone. Yeah, because it's
we love to hate what we want.
It's like but I don't want that. Like I don't want that. Like first of all, that's not going in the back. Are you kidding me? Oh, you're out of your mind. No. You better be a bottom. That's crazy. Then I guess it's fine because it's like a joystick situation, and that's cool. But like,
you also do you or you have in the past shamed people who do like to get fucked by big dicks?
Look, I just think that you have to hate yourself just a little bit. There's got to be a part of you that just a little bit that you're like, yeah, let me shatter my body, please. Let me destroy it. It's fine.
Some bodies are made differently.
It's your temple, but fuck it, you know.
Oh, so long live the cock destroyers, but shame on you, butthole destroyers.
No, take it. I'm all for it. Listen, you could do whatever you want with your butts. I'm all a fan. Like, I don't care. Shove as much as listen, I'm always intrigued because I feel like nowadays porn is trying to step itself up, and there are some porn actors out there that are like, "Will, what do you have?" Okay. Oh, is that a chair leg? All right, let's try it out.
Yeah, it's out there.
Oh, feet. Oh, cool. So and look, kudos. I'm just saying, for me, my repressed Midwestern mixed race ass puckers a little bit.
Build a wall. Yeah.
and like the you know. Like,
well, I have had enough thinking about what your butthole does during sex. So should we move on? Just throwing that out there.
Let's talk about another gay ass, shall we? George Santos.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, no, we haven't had a tangent like that in a minute. So there we go.
Thank you, Sophie Anderson. That was for you, Sophie.
Thanks for bringing us back to our roots. We talked about sex a lot more in the past, but I'm telling you, I think that as Casey becomes more and more conservative, you're
the conservative. You're the one who won't let who has a lot of rules about what happens when it comes to your butthole. I'm liberal. I'm progressive.
I think that one should have rules on their butthole, just a little bit. Look, it's not like it's off limits, Casey. I'm just saying, to some it is.
Yep.
But no, let's talk about George Santos.
Finally, something we can all agree on. George Santos, top or bottom?
Well, he's out regardless of what it is. George Santos was expelled, and I'm afraid that the gay community is about to make her an icon.
I hear that. We were saying this the last time we were talking about it 2 weeks ago when it was possible to happen. Or maybe we even talked about it last week, but she's officially been expelled, and she's trying to name names, but I don't know if it's going to stick.
You know, look, here's the thing. At this point, she walked out in the most gayest of dramaticest of fabulousest ways. Like, just she basically was just like, I'm out of here. To hell with this place. And then I think was on her very tiptoes as she was going down the stairs.
Yeah.
Flailing.
The only way it would have been gayer is if she had duck walked out of there. You know, if she had fucking just vogued her way on out. And I would have because I have also too been worrying about how, like, you know, the minute we found out what she spent all that taxpayer money on, like OnlyFans and Botox and Hermes, like everyone was like, queen, right? But everyone was like, yes, queen, way to use that taxpayer money. I mean, if it's Republicans' money, they probably have plenty of it, so let them buy fucking Botox for his fucking face. We're fine with it bombing Palestine. Why not have it bomb your face? Yeah. And I don't I just didn't, like, you know, this is a person who has been spewing hate, right-wing hate. I also believe that George Santos doesn't believe in anything that he says, and so I don't think he's a right-wing ideologue. I think he's 100% a lying opportunist, but that doesn't make it any better. So I just before he is, you know, it's like that. Who was that? The hot one, or not hot, but like the ripped one who came out as gay, and then all of a sudden we saw him out at all like the LA hot spots. Aaron Schock, remember? Like, and there were like, and that was like, you know, he's problematic, but I do think
Crawford or whatever.
Well, but he wasn't gay or hasn't came out as gay, but he was the one whose legs didn't work.
He was in a dress. Wasn't he the one that was like doing?
But he was a frat boy. Frat boys do all sorts of homoerotic stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, which involves dicks and mouths sometimes, girl.
Which is why they're all high on Xanax all the time. because they're trying to forget their latent homosexuality. And that turns people problematic. And for that guy, it gets you elected to Congress. For just one term. But George Santos got elected to Congress. I just think I'm ready to be over George Santos just because like there's no way in which this person does something positive for.
Well, there was that like literally there's that little video of him standing in front of that sign that I think fucking Marjorie Taylor put out there that was like there are only two genders, and he's like, remember the science. And so yeah, I'm very, very reluctant to like make her anything more than what she is, which is like a pandering log cabin faggot who will say whatever she thinks she has to say to be on the side that she thinks is right for some reason.
It is just funny to me that the world exists where there are people who think that George Santos is a more moral person than Sophie Anderson.
Yeah.
When they're both just literally fame-hungry whores. And I say that with love for Sophie and with disdain for George Santos. It's funny how words can mean the same, can mean different things when said about different people.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. But no, so I don't want to try to make him like I don't want to see him doing like the late night talk show tours and shit. Like here's the thing. Write your book, because I'll read it. I will read that book. I will. Listen, I love fiction. So I will.
That's funny.
I will read that book.
Yeah.
But if you have don't tease us with names, girl. Don't
save it for the book.
Don't waffle. Yeah. So, save all your lies for the book. Happy to read that. But we want that truth immediately. If you have something, make them regret it now. Because here's the one thing that now that you're gone, Congress is very out of sight, out of mind, bro. They're just going to be remember that faggot? That's why they took your name off the door so quick, baby. You know what I mean? They're erasing you immediately. So, you're relevant.
It's gay erasure. You're right. He's a hero.
Yeah, so
lift him up.
Oh my God, we just watched a change of heart happen live on YouTube.
Can't erase gay people. How dare you? Leave his name on the door. Remember, but also remember the stain that you let in. I think it will be interesting because it's going to lead to a special election before the actual election in November. So that's going to be a shit show. But also Democrats could win that. And if Democrats win that, that'll be a harbinger of good things. And if Republicans leave, it'll show that New York is not trending our way.
Yeah. That's the thing. I'm really interested to see. First of all, very slim margin happening right now. That's the one thing I'm interested to see in 2024 is all the House and Senate races.
Yeah, a lot of Congress people are retiring on both sides, including Kevin McCarthy and that guy Patrick McHenry, the bow tie wearing pro tem speaker, because no one wants to be in Congress anymore unless you are full on. I don't know why would you? It's a bad job.
This is the time to this is the moment where truly progressive people need to be out there and running, and let's see if democracy can be can be saved if we have a House and Senate that actually work, because we haven't in decades. So anyway, well, before we go, can you believe it?
No,
we lost another icon. You know what I mean? Although some would say that he's looked dead for years. Norman Lear passed away at 102. Talk about a clinger on, girl.
It happens.
I've talked to 80-year-olds who are ready to go. You know what I mean? I've talked to 80-year-olds who are I'd be fine. I feel like I've done it.
Well, I think, much like Kissinger, who lived to be 100, when
oh shit, that's right. Fuck that guy.
Yep. And not to compare, Norman Lear is a better human being than Henry Kissinger, 1000%. I'm only equating to, people who lived to be 100 and died recently. Jimmy Carter's 99. There's something about a sense of purpose that I imagine would keep these people going. Also, not to mention money helps people live to be.
Well, and say what you want.
Genes are real. Genes. I mean, like, I have family. My grandmother's 98, still kicking and strong and sharp. And
so that's why you think you're
lived to be 101.
Eulogizing me? Is that what you think it is?
It's just a genetic thing, Tony. I'm sorry. I don't want to use genes as a reason to say I'm going to live longer than you. That doesn't.
I'm just saying. I'm telling
especially
you,
German. But I just want to say,
Mexican sides, we live. All right.
Agreed. So do the Italians.
The white folks, I'm not too sure. I can't really. I think my grandfather lived into his 70s. Which is, here's the thing.
Your friend was 70.
Ultimately, I'm thinking
70.
50 more years is good. You know what I mean? Like, what more can we do?
Then you'll be 94.
Yeah, like how ugly. Like, ain't no one trying to suck your dick at 94. You know?
Yeah, but the nice thing is the face apps are going to be so good in 50 years that you're at least on Instagram.
You're going to be disappointing a lot of people on those apps. Like,
you're still going to be trying to hook up on apps.
You're going to be like rolling up with your fucking walker and your little rascal, and the guy's going to be like, "You do not look like your picture, sir."
And then you're gonna do that and still be punching dicks, or however much softer, because you're gonna have.
Well, first of all, I'm gonna still just have this face. That's the thing. Listen, if Futurama told me anything, the head will be in a nice little thing, and I'll still be funny. You know what I mean? So
I believe that. I can't wait to have your head chopped off and frozen before me.
Well, I mean, on that note. We have come to the end of the show.
We did it.
Casey, do you want to tell people, is there anything that you're up to, that you're doing, that you're taking part in?
Yeah, this is released to Thursday. Tonight you can come and see me at Permanent Records in Glassell Park for the Popular Kids Club show. And then there'll be some other things in the new year for sure. And I think I have one other one before Christmas, but I'll leave you with that. And you can follow me on Instagram, Casey Ley, Ley.
I feel like I want to go to that show on Thursday.
You're judging a thing. You told me that last week. You're judging a show on Thursday. Someone's drag show.
Week.
Oh, well, then you were wrong.
Don't end it with did you just end this show with "you are wrong" out of nowhere? Like, really?
But you were right. You told me you couldn't come to my show this week because you were judging a show.
I couldn't come to your show last week.
I didn't have a show last week.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
see you at my show.
Who knows? Listen, if you want to see what I'm doing in drag, then you have to go to Tony Soto Productions, and I don't go to that, so I don't know what I'm doing. All right, how about that? And but if you just want to see what I'm up to on social media, it's the Tony Soto Show on Instagram and TikTok. And as always, y'all, we're going to be back again next week with more of this gay banter. Unless, of course, someone passes away first. Goodbye.
From natural causes.